Yeah, well, we're both massive ambassadors of SkineeRino. So in terms of, bringing in new business and our connections and our marketing and selling this business and running this business, we've carved up internally what we're going to be doing, and we will always evolve that because we'll bring people in to take away some of that stuff. This has to be a leveraged business, right? We're not doing this to be working 90 hours a week stuck to a machine. So in terms of the strategy, in terms of getting underneath people's marketing and the psychology of it, right, that stuff gets me out of bed, and it's a big piece that people miss. They don't put the investment into that stuff, and it permeates, as I said earlier, it permeates everywhere, right? Everything can come from really understanding what you're about. I'm tired of seeing companies not talking about their values and their vision and their mission and stuff, and not sharing that with the team, and not taking everybody on a journey, and not sharing the financial numbers with the team and giving people absolute clarity. It was Dame Baroness Powell in the charity sector. She said the biggest thing that's going to affect the charity sector in the next 10 years is transparency. It's not just the third sector and the charity sector, that's everyone, right? We are so much more connected now with smartphones and everything that we can get information, so we don't necessarily believe what you're telling us. So the consistency in every single touch point, it needs to be clean, it needs to be tight, and it needs to be on point. We need to be able to understand why we would do business with you, and the why. Simon Sinek talks about it in Start With Why, right? If you give us your why, we can go on the journey with you. So that for me is about getting under that DNA with businesses and then strategizing that into their business goals. So it's not just airy-fairy, it's not just a mission you stick behind the receptionist and no one ever looks at it until they clean it. It's living, it's breathing, it's part of the everyday, right? And then we just see people go like that, And we can't do that without implementation. And I'm going to sit here and say, I know where my strengths are, but I also know I'm not a finisher, mate. And I put hand on heart, that's not my strength. I'm an ideas person. I create and, accelerate and all that sort of stuff. But we talk about laughingly landing the planes. And it's a brilliant phrase that Charlie uses, but I'll let her explain more. But absolutely, implementation and delivery of this stuff, this is a team and it works great.
So I'm a creative at heart, but also I have a strategy-led mind, so I do love the organisations, I do love project plans to a degree, but also it's really pulling out from a client what they think they need, but actually realising and showing what they don't realise that they actually need. And it's just pulling that all together and working with the freelancers, the designers, developers, whoever is needed for the job, and making sure that we're all on point, everyone knows what needs doing on the job, making sure the client's updated, kept in the loop, that's a pet hate of mine. And then seeing the end product is just fantastic. I love that part.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Yeah.
It's like unveiling a new baby for a minute. And these are businesses that are established, but when they properly go back to it and look at it, and then they go, it's like, what have you done to it? It's like when you see a car being pimped, right? It's like your business pimped. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.